Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that is finally done with this godforsaken franchise. I'm your host, Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always, smiling coyly while looking off into the middle distance, it's Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
Okay, first of all, the reason why I have my computer off to a weird angle today is because I have no air conditioning in my apartment, right? We have an air conditioning unit, but Gage is in the living room where it is loud with the air conditioning unit. And I'm in the bedroom where I don't have anything, so my camera laptop is sitting on a pillow, and I'm smiling because I made you watch Shrek. So that's where I'm at. How are you, Dan?
I am fine. I am perfectly fine. Really floating on.
Relieved?
I feel like there's a weight off my back now that I don't have to watch these films anymore. You don't understand how unexcited I was to watch this. I watched it at 4 o'clock today.
You're no fun.
Each
Gage said he liked it better.
I liked it better too, but each successive film, I was like, why do I have a podcast? Why do I do these things to myself?
Well,
anyway, the reason that we're here, joining us, the man who did this to us, it is our friend Mark Wirtz for the 4th time. Hi, Mark.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, Mark.
I didn't thank
Hello.
you.
You're
How
welcome.
dare you.
You are welcome, and you know deep down you enjoyed this entire experience.
Mm-hmm. You made a new friend, Dan. Isn't that good
Yeah,
enough?
look at that.
But at what
Friendship.
cost? What cost, Mark?
Okay, the first 2 were good.
That's fair. The first 2 are good.
I had a lot
Yeah,
of
no.
fun they had us in the first half.
Yeah, they really did.
And then,
Anyway, the movie that we're talking about today is Shrek Forever After, also known as Shrek Goes Fourth, and Shrek the Final Chapter 3D.
ew, what?
Why does it have so many names?
On the posters, it was Shrek the Final Chapter 3D,
Oh my god.
for some reason.
Isn't there a Shrek 4D experience somewhere?
At Universal, it has rats that tickle your ankles.
Oh yeah, you talked
Oh, yeah, I
about
feel like-
this
yeah, we talked about
literally
these.
at the beginning of the month when we started this adventure.
Yeah, we were so young
It's
then.
been a month.
Mark, you spent a full month with us.
Oh my gosh.
That
An
you're almost
adventure.
entitled to pay.
Yeah.
When do we get paid, Dan?
I don't know, man.
That's fair.
Here's
I
a
get
plug.
that ad revenue.
Become a Patreon subscriber. Patreon.com/inconclusion. We have a bunch of tiers that we don't provide what we say we do.
We'll get better about it one day.
Maybe. Episode 100, that's our goal.
Oh,
To
for
finally
a
get
second
good
I
at
forgot.
Patreon.
For a second
100
I was
episode
like,
special.
the 100 episode special is Joker. Dan, don't sit there in silence like you don't want it to happen. You've been promising. And I saw it.
I want it to happen because I want to yell about it.
I'll yell about it too. It's going to be our angriest episode.
It absolutely will. But we
I
have to
loved
talk
it.
about Shrek the Final Chapter 3D in theaters, Real D 3D, and IMAX
Forever
3D
After.
May 21st. Forever After. Exactly, Mark. Thank you.
All right, let's pop to it then.
Directed by Mike Mitchell, written by Josh Klossner and Darren Lemke. These are some names.
Geniuses of their time.
Well, Josh
Something of their
Klossner
time.
also was the second unit director for the Owen Wilson movie. No, not the Owen Wilson movie, the Jim Carrey movie, Me, Myself, and Irene.
I don't know that
Silence.
Never
movie.
heard of it.
And then
Never heard
Darren Lemke co-wrote Shazam
Oh.
I loved Shazam.
and
It's a Christmas
Gemini
movie.
Man. Sorry, Gemini
Don't know.
Man with Will Smith.
Oh, I was like, who?
Jamimi Man.
Gemini Man.
Not
Panini
Gemini,
Man.
ma'am. Panini. We're in the middle of a panini press, Dan.
A panorama?
So, the movie stars the voice talents of Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz on her one day called into the booth, Antonio Banderas, Julie Andrews, John Cleese, Walt Dome, and then a bunch of basically guest stars, those being Jane Lynch, John Hamm, Craig Robinson, Lake Bell, Mary Kay Place, Kathy Griffin, and Kristen Schaal. Released on May 21st, 2010, with a budget of $135 million. It made $752.6 million, ranking as the 5th highest grossing movie of the year 2010. Can you name the top 4?
Of 2010?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Can I have a hint?
Um,
Is one of them Iron Man? I feel like Iron Man.
Iron Man was 2008. The
Iron Man
top
was-
2
yeah.
are Disney movies.
No.
The top one is a Pixar movie.
Cars.
That's 2006.
Toy Story 4.
That's almost correct.
Toy Story 3.
Yes.
Nailed it.
And then number
Oh wait,
2
didn't
was...
Toy
came out
Story
in
4 come out like last year? My
Yeah, it
bad.
came out in
Yeah.
2019.
Ooh,
I don't think I've actually seen Toy Story 4 yet.
Really, I liked it. It's
It's
cute.
good. It's
I'll
fun.
watch it eventually.
Give it a watch. Give it a goog.
Perhaps.
The other movies above it are Alice in Wonderland, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and Inception.
I used to love Inception.
Inception's my brother's favorite movie,
It
which
used
I
to be
didn't
my
know
favorite
until like
movie.
2 years ago.
It's a good movie.
It is. It's way better than this one.
Well, yes.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mark.
They tried to book Christopher
No, I can
Nolan.
admit that this movie is hot garbage.
They tried to book Christopher Nolan for this movie, but he was so busy with Inception, it just couldn't happen. you know?
Yeah.
Yes. So on Rotten Tomatoes, Shrek Forever After has an approval rating of 58%, with the critical
better than I
consensus
thought.
reading.
Yeah, that
well,
seems high.
not without its moments. Shrek Forever After often feels like a rote rehashing of the franchise's earlier entries.
Considering the end credits are literally just all 3 movies smashed into 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A highlight reel, if you will.
My God.
They pull a reverse Spider-Man trilogy, where in the Spider-Man trilogy, the opening credits are a rehash of the previous movies. Well, in this one, they throw it in at the end. Not
They
saying
still
that
made a bunch of money.
it did. They all did. Everybody wants to see Spider-Man and Shrek. Combine them.
Oh my gosh.
Spider
Shrekker
Shrek?
Man.
Shrek
Spider
Man?
Shrek.
Shrek Man.
Shrek
Marvel,
Man.
get on
Part
this. You
Shrek.
know this is what you need. You need a Spider-Man Shrek.
Oh god.
So, yeah, I was not excited to watch this.
Yeah, same.
Were you, Anna?
No. I was like meh about it. I wanted to be excited, but I also really wanted to finish Schitt's Creek. I'm really invested in it emotionally, and
That's fair.
anytime
That's
that
a
I'm
fantastic show.
Gage said I need to take a break because I literally cried over Patrick and David last night. So,
No, I think that's I don't think you need a break. You have to
thank
keep
you.
going.
Thank you, Mark. I will. I know they
No,
get
I
married
love that
because I
show.
googled it because I needed to know. I needed to know.
Oh yeah,
But-
no, that's one of those things that I would be okay spoiling for myself because
Yeah.
it's such like a happy relationship. I was like, I can't deal with knowing if they actually make it or not.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so any time spent not watching Schitt's Creek feels like a complete and utter waste to me right now, and I don't know what I'm going to do when I finish this show. But that's why I didn't look forward to watching Shrek this week. Also, I think I watched it last night. Yeah, I did.
You don't.
Time is irrelevant.
I was like, you don't know when you watched
I
it?
blocked it out, Dan. He's like, ugh,
I
let's
think
do
I
the-
watched it Sunday morning after I got back from a run, and then that was it. And I
a
was like, I'm just
run.
gonna- yeah,
Look at you,
Yeah.
Mr. Iron Man.
I'm trying to be fit and
Can you pass some of
Healthy.
that energy my way, please?
I can do my best.
I literally went.
We're struggling to keep it up right now.
It's what? Well, yeah, it's like 90. Please stay hydrated,
Yeah.
friends. If you're running in this weather, please be careful. It's really hot, and I just. It would be really emotionally taxing on me if you died, Mark. So
Ignoring the fact that you die, think about what it would do to
it would
Anna.
be so emotionally taxing.
I'm just gonna stay alive. I'm gonna be like, I have to stay alive because otherwise Anna will be a wreck.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that.
Only sole purpose for life now.
Every
and that's
time
it.
Gage does something remotely dangerous, I tell him that he's not allowed to die because I can't afford it. So,
Wow.
anyway, I want to lay something on the table right off the top. It's a well-known fact. Rumpelstiltskin looks like Shane Dawson. Take it, leave it, do what you want with it.
Oh, now I can't unsee
Absolutely,
it.
100%.
That's all I could think
I
about.
didn't even think about that. Oh,
I
now
did.
That makes this even worse.
I
don't
took
like
one
Shane
look.
Dawson.
Wow, now I enjoy Rumpelstiltskin about as much as I enjoy Shane Dawson.
Yeah, both are just not great.
Both start at 0 and go down.
I don't
Yup.
like Shane Dawson. I just like hearing about the drama surrounding his life because I am a grade A piece of garbage. So
And also, there was a Rumpelstiltskin in the third Shrek, but then we just get introduced to a new one.
there's two of them. That was his dad, Rumpelstiltskin Sr.
Daddy Rumpelstiltskin.
Daddy
You know,
Rump.
I call my grandpa Grumpelstiltskin.
Daddy
right?
Rump.
I call my grandpa Grumpelstiltskin.
Ew.
Well, we
Does
call
he-
him Grump.
Okay.
Oh.
That's my grandpa's name. He
Um,
really wishes he had something.
wait.
So anytime somebody's
That's
curious,
his name, or
we call. Well, his name
the
is
title
Robert.
you've given?
That's
Okay.
the title I've given him.
His name is Grump
Robert.
Otto.
His God-given name is Grumple.
Yes. No, we call him Grumpa because he's grumpy. Grumpelstiltskin. He hates it. He literally hates it. Sometimes
hate
my
it.
mom will be like, Anna, go get Grump his blah blah blah, and he'll be like, Mary, please don't. No.
Mary, please.
It's my dad's dad. We've called him that since we were little. What can I say?
Mary,
could be
please,
worse,
give me
maybe.
some
Mary,
dignity.
please.
Literally.
I'm better than this.
Anytime we have a boyfriend, like me or my cousin, and we teach them that Grandpa's name is Grump, and they call him that, he's like, please just call me Bob. Please, for the love
He
of
sounds so
God.
sad about it.
I don't think he actually
Sounds
hates
like
it, but he's like,
It's taking a toll on this poor man.
there was a song that went with it too, and I sang it
Oh,
to him.
God.
And when he came up for Mother's Day, I sang it. Even though he's not a mother, he just requested it, so I did, because he thought I wouldn't remember the words. But I do.
Wow.
Okay, you can't introduce it and then not.
You gotta sing it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now keep in mind, my cousin and I came up with this when we were like 5 and 6, so don't judge. And also, you kind of have to know my family for this to make any sense. Are you ready?
Yes.
I love my grandpa, my grumpy, grumpy grandpa. Don't slam the door, lean over your plate. When I go to sleep at night, I kiss he and he kiss I. But if I cry, I have to sleep in the garage. I love my grandpa, my grumpy, grumpy grandpa. Don't slam the door, lean over your plate. Now,
I got a lot of questions
thank
here.
you. When I was little, the reason why he got the name Grumpa is because in true dad fashion, like my grandpa's the one who taught me how to drive. He, like, if we were getting out of his car and we slammed the door, don't slam the door. If we were eating, lean over your plate. And he is, like, hilarious. One of the funniest people I know. And, like, I got really homesick when I was little, so I'd cry. He'd be like, Anna, if you cry, you have to sleep in the garage.
Oh my god.
My lord.
Yeah, well, joke's on them. The garage was attached to their house. So, like, they literally used it as a spare room. So, yeah, it's a fun song. It's a fun little ditty. I love
I don't know
my
about that one.
I think that you should put it on Spotify.
I will.
See how many plays you can get. See if you can become, one of the spots.
I bet it would rival Good For You.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's based off of a Girl Scout camp song, but I really don't know.
It kind of gave me Girl Scout, like, chant vibes.
Yeah, well, like I said, Jenny and I, like, came up with it when we were, like, 5 and 6, so I don't know. We used to sing it every time we visited him. And Grumpelstiltskin, yeah. That's my
There you go.
grandpa.
All right.
Oh, God.
Well,
Yeah.
let's get into Rumpelstiltskin.
I don't wanna. I just don't want to.
I can tell you more
Shrek.
stories about my grandpa if you want.
I prefer it.
I'd love, but...
He loves scotch. Okay, let's get started.
Well, let's talk about our favorite Scotsman.
Oh.
Shrek, my favorite
Shrek.
Scot.
So, the movie starts out once again with a storybook. And
As
it's
always.
Rumpelstiltskin
It
narrating
has
this
to.
time.
Literally
Me
with the
too.
crustiest sounding voice I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, he is the epitome of crust.
It's crusty.
And basically, in this flashback, Rumpelstiltskin is just about to get the rights to the kingdom of Far, Far Away signed over to him. Because we love land deals. And
Yes.
however, the deal gets canceled because the king and queen find out, well, guess what? Fiona's been rescued. And, you know,
Hot dog.
hot dog indeed. That makes Rumpelstiltskin, of course, very angry. And then we see in modern times,
He is producing documentaries on YouTube.
basically, he's
Yeah.
a QAnon
Taking the name Shane
podcaster.
Dawson.
He makes a documentary about Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Is that what he did?
God,
I don't
I
know why
forgot about
Shane
that.
Dawson is famous.
Oh, well, he
It's
used to
just-
be a quote-unquote comedy YouTuber in, like, 2008. And
he was
then,
like one of the original YouTubers
Yeah.
too.
and his stuff was very,
Dicey.
yeah, there was
say
some
the least.
racist content and
Very,
stuff like
very.
that. And,
Yeah,
like,
didn't he,
some...
have, he had a character named like Shanae or something like that.
yeah, he had
Very
some...
bad.
some racist content and some, looking back, pedophilic content.
Mm-hmm.
Good start.
Yeah, like, I'm embarrassed to admit, like, I was, like, 12, and I would watch that stuff. And so, like, now I think about how messed up that is. But it doesn't matter, this isn't a Shane Dawson podcast. If you
You're
want
right.
to hear my opinions on Shane Dawson, hit me up. HMU. So,
Oh God.
So, if you want to hear our opinions on Shrek, keep listening. Guess what?
Yes.
Shrek is a domesticated man. He's living the domesticated life. He has to change
truly-
the babies, do all that. It's truly what, Anna?
well, I was jumping ahead. I was going to say, it's truly not a birthday party if your dad doesn't get mad over something small.
That's true. They're throwing a birthday party for the three kids' first birthday, and their names are
Fergus, Felicia,
and Farkle.
and Farkle. Well, that's because that's not a real... Fuckle. Well, the first two are actual names, but Farkle's not a real name, so...
I have
they
heard
really
the
couldn't-
name Farkle one other time.
Was it
I
for
will
a
name my
dog?
child Farkle Wirtz.
No,
It was-
no, not Farkle Words!
Yeah, it's Farkle Wirtz.
Oh, he's got to take his mother's name. That's bad, Mark.
In the Disney Channel sequel to Boy Meets World, Girl Meets World,
Oh,
what-
no.
the girls, one of their friends, is named Farkle Minkus.
Yep, Minkus' son.
Ew.
Yeah. Minkus' son, Farkle.
Oh.
So, you know, it's a real name, apparently.
Did they Google, like, most unpopular names ever?
Yeah, they just looked up nerd names, it seems.
Yeah.
Right next to Mark and Dan. Under cool
True.
names, it said Anna.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, another thing to tell my therapist.
Oh, goodbye, I'll remember you in therapy.
At the birthday party, everything's going to shit for Shrek, basically. There is a child, he keeps asking him to do the roar.
Do the
To the roar.
Do the roar.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you, Daddy.
And
The true
Most
star.
iconic, the only iconic moment. No, actually, no, I'll lie. That's not the truth.
I think
There's
it's
a
the
couple.
only iconic
I
moment
think it's
from
the
the
most
movie.
iconic moment.
It's that and, spoiler alert, Fat Puss in Boots.
Oh, I love Fat Puss in
Yeah,
Boots.
okay.
That's it. That's it. Those are the two.
So the icing on the cake gets licked off, and then the three little pigs eat the cake. The kids are
'Cause they're
crying.
pigs.
They are pigs. He does end up letting out a roar in frustration, but instead of scaring everybody, he instead gets a round of applause. Everybody loves it. He did the
I love you,
thing.
Daddy.
I love you, Daddy.
The only person who's really
Okay.
upset with him is Fiona.
So selfish of that kid's dad. What was his name? Like, literally, Ryan Seacrest played him. His name was, like,
Yeah.
Buttersworth or something. So
Buttersworth.
selfish of him.
His father of Butterpants, because the
That's
kid's name is
what it is.
Butterpants.
So selfish of Butterpants' dad to be like, hey, I know it's your kid's birthday party and you're a little stressed, but you're a celebrity. Can you please me?
I bet he wasn't even actually invited to the birthday party.
No, he
I bet
probably
he just
was, like,
forced
just-
his way in.
Yeah, he probably was like, hey, Butterpants, guess what we're going to do today? Bother a
Butterpants.
celebrity.
I named my child Butterpants Wirtz. That'll be my second kid's
Mark-
name.
I hate it.
We got Farkle and Butterpants.
Mark, if you name your kid anything funny, it's going to sound extra funny because Wirtz is a great last name,
I
but it's a
know.
little funny.
It is. No, I know. I'm aware.
Okay, just making sure. This
Wait,
is just
if-
like how my mom told me that if Gage and I have kids, I can't name them Peter and Parker after Spider-Man because it's embarrassing to be named Peter Patterson or Parker Patterson.
Their initials are PP.
Shut up! I'm so mad.
Mark, if you name your child Butter, not Butterpants, just Butter, you'd be Butterworts, and then he gets married to a woman, she would be Mrs. Butterworts.
This
Oh
is
my
the
God.
long game. You're playing the long game, Dan.
It's all
I
part of
am.
the plan.
So,
Big
you know,
con.
get going on that, Mark.
Yep,
Clock's
that's
a ticking.
new goal.
The
I'll start
clock's
swiping.
ticking.
I'll start swiping on Tinder right now.
You should change your Tinder bio to be like, only date me if you're down to name our kid Butter. Like,
So,
Dan and I
Shrek,
are truly Tinder matchmakers. Okay, go Dan.
I'll have you know, when I was on Tinder, my bio was, how many South Americans does it take to change a light bulb? A Brazilian.
Dan!
Three spaces. My mom tells me I'm funny. And the only notable reaction I got from that was this very, like, goth alt woman
Oh my
messaged
god,
me.
stop
And she
talking
was
about
like,
me like that.
no, not like septum piercing, short,
Oh,
jagged
yes.
black hair,
Yes.
tattoos, and dye, and a bunch of piercings. Which,
That's
if you
my
know
type.
me, you know is exactly the type of woman
That's
that
Dan's dream girl right
is my
there.
dream girl. Someone to care for the elderly. But she messaged me and she was like, "Oh yeah, I bet your mom thinks you're funny." And it was like very aggressive, and I was like, I don't like this. Calm
Ma'am,
down.
please. Ma'am, please. Dan, do you
Yeah.
remember when we attempted to find each other on Tinder?
And we couldn't.
Yeah, it was truly terrible. Well, no, then we did find each other, and that was how we communicated for a while, even though like we saw each other in person a lot.
In person and had each other's phone numbers and stuff too.
Yeah, it was just easier, you know.
Yeah.
Hear
I
the
do
Tinder
that.
sound.
I do that
it's
with my
just-
friend Cass a lot.
You message
match
each other
on-
on Tinder.
Yeah, we'll match on Tinder and we'll just message each other and just talk shit to each other.
Yeah, I did that a lot with people I knew in college too. How about Tinder?
So back to the Tinder of real life, Shrek 4. Fiona is upset with Shrek for roaring, calling him selfish, saying that he has basically the perfect life, but Shrek just wants to go back to before he rescued her, when he could do anything.
Shrek,
Of
Shrek,
course.
Shrek.
Rumpelstiltskin overhears this because he's hiding behind a garbage can.
The rump daddy.
Ew, I absolutely hated that.
And then Shrek meets Rumpelstiltskin, who faked a carriage accident, is crushed under his carriage.
A la Les Mis.
Okay, do not mention the worst musical on this
You know, there's
podcast.
literally a scene where Jean Valjean lifts a carriage off of another. Okay, when I did Les Mis, every time I think of this, I have this flashback, and this scene brought me to this flashback. When I did Les Mis, for that scene where Jean Valjean lifts a carriage off of a man who was being crushed, when I did it, the guy, like, the carriage fell, and this guy, I kid you not, he was actually very muscular, like, very ripped. He goes over and he's, like, trying to lift it. He's like, oh, I'm so weak, I can't lift this. And then this, like, middle-aged man who was playing Jean Valjean obviously, like, lifts it with no issue. And it just plays rent-free in my mind. all the time because it's so not believable. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The end.
Amazing.
I prefer to call Les Mis Les Me and flip around how the S's are pronounced.
Oh my god. Damn.
So, in the carriage in the film, Shrek and Rumpy get to talking.
Gross.
Rump daddy.
Stop. You guys are nasty.
Fine. Shrek and Shane Dawson get to talking.
There we go.
And,
Shane
and-
Dawson and Jeffree Star get to talk.
and Shane Dawson, he praises Shrek for the good deed that he did earlier. He's like, I need to repay you. I now owe you a life debt, to use the parlance of Jar Jar Binks.
Jabbar Brinks? Anyone? No? There's a TikTok about it where this girl thinks that his name is Jabbar Brinks.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's my favorite TikTok.
So they end up coming to a deal where Shrek signs an agreement where he can be an ogre for a day. All that he has to do is give up a day from his childhood that he wouldn't remember being erased. And Shrek agrees, and he signs the contract, and then he gets whisked away into the world of his dreams. He's a scary ogre again. He's alone. He can yell at people, and they're scared of him. He can pop out of trees, and they're scared of him. He can do other stuff, and they're scared of him. Really, people are just scared of him, and that's all that he can do.
Yeah, really. That whole like montage of him just going around, just like freaking people out. I'm like, all right, cool. You're scary, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shrek then goes back home to his swamp, where he sees that Fiona is not there, which he should have realized in the first place. Of course Fiona isn't going to be there. And he gets captured by witches, who are being led by their talking radio donkey, Donkey.
I think at one point Donkey starts to sing Papa Don't Preach by Madonna, which is my favorite Madonna song.
Mm-hmm.
I was very excited. We heard, like, I think he doesn't sing much except for the, I'm keeping my baby, because Gage looked at me, he goes, and I was like, so, I used to jam to that song all the time. I still do. I don't know why I said used to.
So, Shrek, Donkey, and the witches get to Far, Far Away, which is no longer the Beverly Hills of Fairy Tale World. Instead, it is desolate and destroyed. So kind of like the Hollywood of Far, Far Away world. That metaphor worked better in my head.
You shot your shot, Dan.
I did.
You know, it was a good
I know.
I think I was picking up what you were putting down.
Listen,
It's very... I don't know. It's just
Hollywood
ugly
is
and
fine.
sad.
It's just...
Weird.
It's a tourist trap, and there's just a bunch of trash all around. It's not as desolate as this film is.
Don't they find dead bodies behind the Hollywood sign a lot?
No.
Not to start a rumor, but I'm starting that rumor.
They did find the body of Peg Entwistle, who jumped off the Hollywood sign. She was a failed actress in the 20s or 30s.
Oh,
I don't
God.
quite remember. If you want to learn more about this,
Yeah, I
watch
kind
the
of
Ryan Murphy documentary, Hollywood.
No, there's going to be singing.
No, okay, Hollywood is really bad, the Netflix show, and it feels like it should be a musical, but there's no singing in it.
Okay, I'll be watching
And
it.
it's really bad. It's the only show I've hate watched.
I'll watch it. Listen, I love... Excuse me.
It
Love
sounds like your
American-
body is arguing against you.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
body
really.
is arguing against me. I love American Horror Story. I did love Glee. So one might say that I enjoy the work of one Mr. Ryan Murphy. I didn't like The Politician. I'm sorry, Ben Platt.
I think I saw the first season of that.
It
No,
just
I
was so dry for me.
Yeah.
I guess I should have known.
I loved the Glee Project.
Mm.
We were a big fan of that in the O'Keefe household, and we didn't get a DVR until like 2012, so we still have tapes of Glee in our basement that my parents would
Oh,
record.
hell yeah. That's everything.
Fun story. I actually know two people from my high school who made it to pretty deep in the auditions for the Glee project.
Wait, where did you go to high school, Mark?
Marist High School.
Okay,
I
was
know
curious 'cause
Marist. I've been to Marist
Really?
in
I was just
Illinois.
curious-
Yeah.
Yeah.
South side Chicago.
Yeah, we played volleyball there.
Oh, nice.
I was just curious because our friend Jordan also knows somebody who was on the Glee project, and I wasn't sure
Oh.
if you guys knew each other already or something.
No, they didn't make it onto the Glee project. They were both rejected because they quote unquote were not interesting enough or something like that. Well, it's, yeah,
Yikes.
like
You need a sob story.
Their lives were too like normal, essentially.
Sorry you had a good family life.
Both
a
of
good
them are
home life.
incredibly like talented singers, but it was just because like, all right, yeah, you don't have enough tragedy for us to spin into a story on TV.
Ew, literally,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Speaking of tragedy to spin into a story, Fiona is a warrior ogre. She was
She's
not
also
saved.
tiny, teensy
She
tiny.
is tiny.
Yeah.
So she is a warrior ogre in charge of the other ogres who are planning an attack on Rumpelstiltskin too. It's The Hobbit. I don't know how this turned into The Hobbit 3, but it did.
I would never have known.
Yeah. They find out that Rumpelstiltskin did get the kingdom signed over from Harold and Lillian, which caused them
Frogbert
to
and
disappear.
Lillian.
We don't know that he's Frogbert in this reality.
I
Yeah.
know, but I love him as the frog.
Well, he's dead still. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
they just
Mark.
they're
disappeared.
still dead.
Mark. He's
So
Frogbert.
Shrek also finds out that once the day ends, he will cease to exist too. It's a day of an ogre, not a day of the light to go back to his old life. It's just a day, and then he dies.
Poor Shrek.
Wow.
Also, this day feels like the night goes on forever. in
Oh
this
yeah,
movie.
this is like an eternal day.
Like,
Yeah.
he didn't even get a full day. Rumpelstiltskin really dropped him at, like, 12 noon.
Yeah,
On a
you got like
workday,
you
like-
get like a solid maybe 10 hours.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
That's
he
it.
really got screwed on that
Yeah.
one.
But that's
It
how the
seems-
Rump Daddy works.
That's true. All I want to do is boom, 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 and a zoom, zoom. Shake
Yeah.
your rump.
Oh, no. Oh, I forgot to mention, I love Rumpelstiltskin's goose. Fifi.
Yes.
Fifi is the star of the show.
Oh, 100%.
So the only way that Shrek can nullify the contract using Donkey's weird method of turning any contract into a ransom note is
Yeah.
by finding True Love's kiss. So he has to have a True Love's kiss with Fiona, otherwise the day will end, and he will
Wow.
end, and the contract will end.
Who would have thought
Literally-
that was going to be the way to break the contract?
I was just gonna say,
Right?
like, it's literally always true love's
It's
kiss.
always true love's first kiss.
I
or
feel
whatever.
like if I was stuck in a sticky situation in a fairy tale, I'd be like, ugh, guess I gotta start kissing some people. Throw
Just-
mono caution to the wind. Gage and I were having a discussion about that. We were talking about, like, crazy things you did when you were younger, like in college and stuff, and he was telling me about, like, this time, you know, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, we were talking about kissing, and I was like, I could never kiss more than one person in one setting because I'm so afraid of getting mono. I don't even know how I used to be a hoe. Like, I'd kiss a dude at the bar and then be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get mono.
Just go home and immediately just panicking over it. Just-
Popping vitamin C before I go to bed. Like, his filth mouth touched mine.
filth mouth.
Is my, what is it? Is it like your liver? No. My spleen
Yeah,
engorged?
your spleen.
Is my spleen engorged?
Oh my god.
So Shrek, of course, needing to get True Love's kiss, he begins stalking Fiona like he is an internet troll and she is a Twitch streamer.
No, not the cooking lasagna while my fans watch.
Shrek is really creepy in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really is. He gives her that whole gift basket. I wouldn't eat a single thing in that basket.
Oh my god. It's so creepy. It's just like he's just trying to and it's weird because like he obviously still has like all the memories of his like normal life, and she doesn't know who the heck he is, and so he is just making advance upon advance upon advance at her, and she is just like no, and he is just still going.
It's so odd because, like, you look at this and you're like, oh, I would never do something like that. But if you were in this position, like, if Gage and I were in this position, I absolutely would be doing stupid stuff like that to try and get him to, like, fall in love with me so I could fix everything and go back to how it was. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where you're watching him and you're like, Shrek, you're a big idiot, but everybody would react the same. They'd be like, this is what I know to be true. Why don't you believe me?
I always find myself in situations where the people I love don't remember me, and I have to try and convince them that they love me.
Oh yeah, Mark, is that a constant for you?
Oh yeah, it happens pretty
Tolliver?
regularly. Yeah, I have to constantly kiss Tolliver.
Oh, what a burden for you.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I guess I'm just built different, because people always remember me.
Dan!
Oh my god.
Daniel! I have this constant fear whenever I see somebody that I haven't seen in a long time that they're not going to remember me.
Oh, now I know what I'm going to do next time I see you.
Mark, I swear to God, I'm going to throw hands.
I'm not joking. I don't think I ever have that fear of people not remembering me. I have the fear of them remembering me and seeing me and, like, running away because they don't want to talk to me. I have that fear constantly. Like, if I say hi to somebody, they'll be like, hi, and then they'll run away. I don't know.
Everyone I know who knows you, everyone I know who knows you likes you.
Well, they don't know
Except
the real
for me.
The real me sucks.
Except for me. I hate you. Not to boost your ugh, now I just stroked your ego. I gotta say something mean fast.
Gotta keep them humble.
Oh,
here's
Dan,
how people. No, here's how people have been keeping me humble. When we were in Arizona a couple weekends ago, we were hiking.
Yeah, with your condom tank top.
Yes, that's true. We were hiking, and whenever we would pass a group, I was always in front because I was the fastest hiker. Because, as I said before, I'm built different.
You got long legs, Dan.
Oh, yeah. And oh, my gosh. Everybody else was getting so tired on the hikes. And I was like, no. I don't walk 5 miles a day for nothing.
Anna was serving looks.
She was. She looked very good. But every time I passed someone, I'd be like, hello. That's how I would greet the groups that we passed. They're like, stop greeting people like a serial killer. It's not like you're going to kill them.
Killer.
All you got to do is just say on your left and then just walk past them.
But these were people that we were facing walking past.
I'm going to be honest with you, Dan. I work in a large office building now with multiple different businesses. And whenever somebody greets me, I immediately go into fight or flight. So...
throw coffee in their face, just like,
yeah, that's probably the vibe you were giving, Dan. Just, especially if they were women, they were probably like, a man, because that's how I react when I see men, generally.
That's how I react when I see men.
Yeah, fair.
Every time I look in the mirror, I scream.
Yep.
But for real, everyone, just to let you know, Dan was wearing a shirt advertising condoms while he was on this trip, and it was a whole mood, and I loved it. I
didn't wear that while I was. I don't think I wore that. I don't think I wore that while I was on the trip. I did wear it last weekend though, and there are people who protest. Instagram. That was we were doing a bike tour of Milwaukee.
Oh.
I wore that because there are people who protest outside the women's health clinic in Milwaukee for reasons that you can 100% guess why they protest outside the women's health clinic, and to, I guess, get a rise out of them or something, I wore my tank top that says peace, love, condoms. It's promoting safe sex. If you're going to have sex, have safe sex.
Dan O'Keefe.
Safe is sexy.
And they do not.
Look at these feminist
like
icons. Look at my feminist icon sons.
They didn't like it, but the volunteers at the women's health clinic, they're like, I love your shirt. And I'm like, thank you. I loved it. I love yours.
I loved it, Dan. I thought it was a whole look.
We've gone 10 minutes without talking about Shrek.
Oh, crap. Let's get back to it. Sorry.
Quick, Rump Daddy.
Again, I've been told people enjoy when we go on tangents, so let's get back to it, but...
One day we'll do a just tangent podcast and
perfect.
Fill the movie in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So, Shrek escapes Rump Daddy's castle with Donkey.
I hate that.
And at first... Donkey's terrified of Shrek because of course he is, but after seeing Shrek cry like an onion because ogres have layers,
a callback.
He befriends him.
Onions have juice.
Ew.
They juice sometimes when you cut them.
That sounds so weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, God forbid I've cooked before. I'm so sorry.
I cook.
Y'all
I
never
do too.
I
Some
don't
of y'all never
juice
cut-
my onions.
Some of y'all never cut an onion in a show.
Oh yeah, no, I cut onions. I just
I
don't
wear
juice
goggles
mine
when
like
I
you.
do.
Oh my god.
Do you drink the onion juice?
No! Sometimes
Do you
when I
slurp
cut
it?
onions, I'm like tempted to eat a piece just to see how it tastes.
It
Even
probably
though I know
tastes like
what
an
onions
onion.
is. I'm really excited 'cause tomorrow I'm having a hot dog for lunch and it's going to have cheese, onion, and avocados on it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Never put avocado on a hot dog before.
Me either. I'm scared.
So they run into Fiona with her army of ogres playing the resistance against Shane Dawson.
Mood.
And here we also see, or I guess hear, John Hamm, Jane Lynch, and Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson is trying to sell chimichangas.
The only
Jane Lynch is
memorable one of them.
there for some reason, and John Hamm is the built one who wants to fight all the time.
Yeah, why is he like just a monster sized?
He's just
All these
No, he's
ogres.
huge.
jacked as hell.
The Hamaconda makes an appearance.
The
Oh, God.
anaconda.
It is to the detriment of the film that they did not animate his nether regions.
Literally, no offense, John Hamm, but maybe you should consider loosening your pants because you're giving away all your secrets.
So they do run into Puss in Boots, who is now lazy and overweight and living the best cat life possible.
Literally, no offense, Mark, he looks like Tolliver.
I know. I literally said that when he appeared. I was like, oh my god, it's Tolliver.
He looks like every orange tabby cat I've ever seen in real life looks like that. My friend
Yep.
Melissa has an orange tabby named Butters, and he's rotund.
He just looks like a
And
bowling
skim.
ball.
Yep, because I feel like every orange cat I know, when they were adopted, was large,
Mm-hmm.
or they're just spoiled like Tolliver.
I spoil Tolliver a lot. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie about
I
that
mean,
at all.
I used to spoil him whenever I'd see him. I'd give him like 3 extra treats, even though you said he didn't need any.
I don't remember that. You did that
I
behind
do.
my back.
I did. I would do it again.
That's fair. He deserves them still.
Mm-hmm.
So they start to hatch a plan to get Fiona to love Shrek. This plan somehow includes giving her a gift basket, which goes over about as well as any gift basket given to an unrequited lover has gone over.
Now wait a second. If I have any, people who are interested, I'm not interested in giving you love back. But if you want to give me a gift basket, I will accept.
I will
like
too.
I feel like the gift basket is just not like a good first move. I feel like there's
Yeah.
better moves to go with
Like
first.
the coupons is a little creepy when he's like, oh, a coupon for a favor, a foot rub, a kiss.
a
Yeah,
kiss.
that one made me
Well-
really uncomfortable.
But like maybe like some cheese, that would be very appreciated.
A coupon?
Cheese
For
is always
eating
a good,
cheese?
A cheese
good
coupon?
gift.
Yes.
Of course, Fiona is not turned on by the gift basket. But they start sparring in preparation
God,
for
this
their
fucking
ambush
scene.
on Shane Dawson. And
Shrek is terrible at it.
Shrek is horrible, but of course, because they start fighting, they start falling in love.
That's
How
such a horrible
romantic.
message to send.
Right?
I mean, maybe it's supposed to be like a, some couples are into farting and burping, like the first couple movies, and some couples are into sports.
Just no. What? I don't think that. I don't
Those are
think that
the
equates
only
to
two
sports.
options. Those are the only things you can do with your
Oh
partner.
my god, they
Those are
just beat
only
the shit out of
options.
each other for like a long period of time, and then they're just like, "Oh, I love you." Like that's
When Fiona lifts up the whole tree and
Yeah.
hits it. It reminds me of that scene. No, I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan.
I will say, on the fighting front, all that Anna, not you, Anna Horst, wants to do with me is fight all the time. Not like
Dang.
yell at each other, fight
Like
angrily.
hand-to-hand?
What's that,
But
fist fight?
she's doing jujitsu. Like, she practices jujitsu.
So she's a
like,
bad bitch, is what
Oh
I'm
my
hearing.
Yeah.
God.
So there's a 0% chance that I would ever win this fight. And also, I want to fight about as much as I want to have my eyes removed. So I never want to fight. She's always
Dan,
sad and mad at
I'm
me that I don't
sorry.
want to fight her.
That's the digs of dating a bad bitch, okay?
I know.
I've been in a couple
Gauge's-
fights in my life.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, growing up.
Mark, you do not strike me as the fighting type.
All right, what was it? One of them was because a kid made fun of my glasses, and so I
Okay,
went up.
fair.
I was in like 7th grade. I went up to him and I punched him in the face, and then the next day he told me I hit like a girl, which at the time is an insult.
Thank you for
so
clarifying
I was like,
that you no
all
longer
right.
believe that.
I was like, all right, we're gonna go settle this in some back alley behind our school, and so we
Not
did.
the back alley.
Yeah, and so I kicked the shit out of him, and then I threw him in a garbage can.
Mark!
Yeah.
That
Look
is
at
not...
You.
And then another kid, people like spread rumors saying that one of us was talking crap about the other, basically trying to pit each other against each other. So we fought. It was a very like dumb thing, and then our parents met, and we were like, all right, well, we have to talk about this, and it was dumb.
Oh, the parents got involved. Mark?
And then there was one other kid who called my younger brother the R word, and so...
Okay, this is deserved.
That one's
that
fair.
one was very, very fair.
The first two, I'm like, Mark, what the fuck? This one, I understand.
All right, I was in 7th grade. You know, like we were just...
That's what you get for wearing glasses.
Yeah,
You
apparently...
literally- Wait, I'm wearing glasses right now.
Yeah,
4 eyes.
Just, yeah. Nerd.
Okay, I forgot that I didn't have, like, I usually wear my blue light glasses at work, and I was wearing my regular glasses at work today. The amount of times I took these off and thought I'd still be able to see was astronomically high today. Okay, anyway.
But Mark, remind me to never insult you.
No,
I don't want to face the wrath of I don't want to face the worst of you.
The worst.
Oh
my god.
Mark is like the biggest teddy bear. I could never imagine him doing anything meaner than repeatedly posting All-Star on somebody's requests for new music.
I'll do it again too.
No.
So they are fighting and they almost kiss, but they
Just
stop
like
short.
Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul.
Wow. Shrek predicted that fight.
Oh man.
The height difference between them is about the same as Floyd and Jake Paul.
Yeah, really.
And there was about as much hugging.
Sure be a lot cooler if you did, am I right?
So they don't end up kissing, and Puss in Boots is like, you have to. I'm not going to do a Puss in Boots impression, but he said
You have to do it. Oh, that was bad.
Oh my god.
Hello,
Was that
I am
Watto?
Puss in Boots. I am
Hello.
Puss in Boots.
Hi,
Is that
I'm
believable?
Puss in Boots. Me.
Meow.
Meow. I'm Puss in Boots.
So
Thank
during their sparring, they don't end up. Fiona doesn't call the ambush on time. So John Hamm, the ogre, he just starts the ambush by himself, and they all get caught by the Pied Piper.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't. That's the best part. They're dancing a Shake Your Groove thing. That's a good song. I was getting up and dancing too. I was like, maybe I'm an ogre.
Did
He had
either
it
of
on-
you recognize the song that the Pied Piper starts playing on his flute before they start doing Shake Your Groove thing?
Oh, I think so because are you talking about when he did in the castle with
No, it's
Rumpelstiltskin?
right when they start the capturing the ogres.
Oh, I don't remember. We had closed captions on, but and it says what song it is, but I don't remember.
It is Sure Shot by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, yes, because that's what he played when he was getting the witches.
Yeah,
Oh.
because you can't,
I
you
was
won't,
like-
and you don't stop.
Mm-hmm. Beastie Boys documentary is good if anybody wants to watch it. It's on Apple Plus.
Okay.
It's Apple TV Plus.
Whatever the fuck. It's on the Apple one that I only watched because I had a free subscription to for a year.
That's fair.
If it's not on HBO Max, I don't want it.
Amen.
Because Entourage is on HBO Max, and that's
Wait,
all I
no.
need. So they all get captured, except for Shrek, Fiona, Fat Puss, and Donkey. I'm never going to call him Fat Puss again, because that felt dirty.
I
don't ever do that.
hated that.
And Shrek, like a needy pick-me boy in high school,
He's
is
very
like,
pick-me
kiss
in
me,
this movie."
Fiona. Oh, I'm never going to get kissed. Oh, everybody thinks I'm ugly. Well, you just going to kiss me.
It's
Shrek's
such a
an
dumb
incel in this movie. Incel Shrek.
So to placate Shrek, Fiona does kiss him, which is always the
Literally?
worst option that you can
Yeah.
pick if somebody is going kiss me.
What if the
Terrible.
movie just ended there? Like, what if everything just went back to normal? Like, they didn't even they just got rid of the rest of the movie, and they're like, all right, it's over. They fixed it.
I mean, we made it. Am I right?
So they kiss and nothing happens. It's not true love's kiss because Fiona, she doesn't love him yet.
She's
So
annoyed
then-
with his ass.
Yeah. Shane Dawson then puts a bounty on Shrek, saying that he'll give a free wish to anyone. And after hearing that, Shrek turns himself in. And you know
Smart,
what that means.
smart.
That is, of course, after Gingy tries to kill him by stabbing his ankles with
it's
a
so
candy
cute.
cane.
And then also, he dies.
Yeah, Gingy
Oh, yeah.
dies.
Well, he
Puss
doesn't
in Boots
really
ate
die.
him.
He comes back
Did he?
in regular life. Yeah.
Okay, well, but like, that universe, Gingy is dead.
Oh yeah. Well,
I kind of
We're not
like Warrior
attached to him.
Gingy.
I think he's
Meh.
fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's fun too, but I like
Um,
regular Gingy better.
And then Shrek has to not Gingy, Shane Dawson has to grant Shrek his wish, and Shrek's wish is to free all the ogres. And all the ogres do get freed, except for one, Fiona, because she's not all ogre.
He should have.
I wish
he
it was
should've-
all ogre.
Yeah, it's not
I
all
wish it was all
ogre
ogre
yet.
too.
He should have read the fine print. You know what I mean? There's always. If I ran into Rumpelstiltskin, I'd be like, we got to put a hold on this. I got to call my lawyer. You know, I don't have a lawyer, but I know enough lawyers that one of them would have to come read the fine print for me so that I don't get duped.
I think that's the moral of the story, is to read all of your contracts.
Yeah, read your contracts.
The moral
If-
of the story is trust no one and read all your contracts.
Yep.
If I read it
You
to
see-
Rumpelstiltskin, I would simply kick him and he'd go flying.
Yeah, he's very small.
Don't kick small people. That's rude.
He's not real.
As far as you know.
Yeah, but like,
What, Anna?
I'm just saying.
What?
Be
Who do I
nice.
need to apologize to?
Me, my feelings.
Okay, I don't apologize to the person Anna Otto. I do apologize to the ethereal feelings that you are feeling.
Thank you. That's what I needed to hear.
You know what I need to hear?
The end
Sound
of
of
this
the credits
movie.
rolling. So the donkey and the freed ogres hatch a plan to free Shrek and Fiona.
Who are in these awful chains where the closer they try to run to each other, the further the other one gets.
Yeah.
That's some torture. That is some. I hated
Rum,
that. That
Rum
was
Daddy
dark.
don't mess around.
That's dark.
The ogres end up breaking in by using a Trojan horse that is a disco ball
Iconic.
Of course they
and
do.
breaking into the fight.
And Puss in Boots is wearing his little costume.
Yeah.
You know, it's way too small on him.
And they fight. Donkey has to fight the dragon. He tries to win her over. Dragon just eats him, and then Puss stabs her. Because there is no love without war.
Amen.
Eventually, they win the fight, and the dragon gets taken down. But Shrek starts to fade from existence because the sun is coming up.
His
How
fall,
Beauty and the Beast of them.
It's when he falls to the ground. I don't know why I laughed so hard at it. It was just like, I don't know if it was just the way he fell. It just seems so like overly dramatic, like him
I
just
feel
falling
like-
down. Just
I feel like when it gets to like the dramatic climactic point in a movie, there's always something that sets it over the edges just a little bit not serious. Like I was watching The Nun with Gage the other night, and spoiler alert, there was a scene where she like pulls what's supposed to be the blood of Christ that's supposed to stop her out of the water, and she looks at it and sees it's not there, and she like turns her eyes really slowly, and I fucking lost my shit. It was hilarious to me. So I get what you're saying. Like there's always, I feel like sometimes when people try to make things extra super dramatic, they always turn out ridiculous.
it was just like the flop onto the ground, and it's too because like Shrek's like, I guess like animation model is just so large and clunky that watching that fall to the ground was just it was just too much for me to handle. I was just I laughed.
It was like a bunch of foam
Bricks.
pillows
Yeah.
that are also, like foam brick pillows.
Yeah.
It's like those foam boxes that they have at gymnastics gyms.
Yeah, exactly.
He's carved from those.
So Fiona ends up kissing Shrek just before he fades away back to the future style.
Honestly, what a play from Shrek, What a power
Right?
play. You better kiss me or I'm going to disappear.
Oh my god.
Oopsies, disappearing anyway. Bye-bye.
Oopsies. Bye.
So Fiona, however, she's still an ogre in the sunlight, which means that her curse has been broken. She's had true love's kiss, and then the world starts to dissolve
Yeah,
around
it's so
them.
dramatic. It was just like...
Very scary. If I was one
Everything-
of those ogres, I was thinking about this. Yeah, sure, things are going to go back to normal for them, but there are some ogres and people.
Things are
in
going
that
back
world.
to normal
What
for
if,
one of them. Only
Yeah.
for
Well, yeah,
Shrek.
what if-
Yeah,
what
all
if
of them are
somebody
just
else
alternate
somewhere
universes.
in that alternate world, was having a great life, had kids and a family and had their dream job?
I mean, I would say Puss in Boots was living the good life as a cat. So
I think
Yeah.
he had it good in both lives, In one life, he's
he's a
talk of the
player.
town
He's a
player,
hoe.
but in
Man
this
hoe.
life, yeah.
This
And
life he
you
gets
know-
brushed twice a day.
Yeah.
That's
Cats
so
hate being
much.
brushed. That's fake.
Tolliver
Oh,
loves
Poppy
being brushed.
loves being brushed.
Oh, I guess it was just Skimble who didn't love it. That's
Skimble.
fine.
Oh yeah, they're a railway cat. They like being
Yeah.
run over by a train.
No.
So they all start fading away as reality disintegrates, with Rumpelstiltskin fading away last, his world literally cracking and breaking around him. And then they're transported back to their original timeline just before Shrek, or just after Shrek lets out his roar at the party. Fiona asks if he's okay. He hugs her and says that he loves you. He embraces his family and friends. And he now has a newfound lease on life. And then there's some music, and I stopped watching the movie there. I assume there was then the credits.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I-
Yes!
Of the whole
I think I
movie.
turned it off immediately because I had to go help a friend move, and I was like, all right, the movie's over. We don't need any
That
more.
is, I watched to the credits. That is correct. That is the end of the film.
I had to go lie in bed and stare at the ceiling. So
That's
Oh
fair.
my God.
That's very, very fair.
Goodbye.
But anyway, that is Shrek: The Final Chapter, Forever After. Amen.
3D.
3D, 4D, 5D.
For Shrek, for Furious.
Mark, what are your thoughts on it?
You know, I've been thinking about this whole thing for a while just because I watched this on Sunday, so I've been sitting with this movie for a bit, and I was like,
Mark's been reflecting.
I honestly have. It wasn't good. I don't know if there's nothing. I knew going into this movie, I knew it was bad, and I was talking to my friend Jake about this, and
What did Jake have to say?
Oh, he just said that it was like a fever dream essentially, and it just wasn't good. But I don't know.
He was in on the all starring. I want you to know.
Yes, he
Dan.
was. I'm aware.
Okay.
They
but-
bullied me together.
But no, it's not good. It kind of feels like they just took everything that Shrek had worked towards in the first three movies and were just like, now he doesn't like it anymore, and then now he has to relearn to like it. I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't like Rump Daddy as a villain because he's too much of a villain. All the prior Shrek movies, the bad guy has been either someone you didn't expect or not a typical fairy tale villain. Because I don't know, I liked Prince Charming and the fairy godmother being evil in the Shrek movies, whereas Rumpelstiltskin, he's a villain in his own story already, and so now we're making him a villain in Shrek's movie. So
Yeah, that makes sense, considering all the other villains in Shrek kind of aren't villains. I feel like.
yeah,
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
they're just. Yeah, this movie was bad. I wish they would have just stopped it. I mean, I wish they didn't make Shrek the Third, but I wish they would have just stopped at Shrek the Third.
Anna, what about you?
Well, Gage and I were kind of going back and forth about this. He prefers this movie over Shrek the Third. I think I like Shrek the Third better just because I like the princess scenes, like where the princesses are being badass. This one just kind of drags. Like, it feels so disconnected from the other Shrek stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the other ones kind of went, like, Shrek finds a princess, he becomes king, he has kids. This one was like, Shrek deals with minor issues that a lot of adults have when they have a family, and they... Literally, Gage and I were watching this, and Gage goes, Shrek, it's not going to be like this forever. One day they'll turn into adult ogres, and then you'll be sad.
It's like, this was like Shrek has a midlife crisis. That's
Literally.
what it felt like.
Shrek decides that fatherhood might not be his jam for 2 seconds. Shrek deals with the difficulties of having 3 infants, something that many people go through.
Everyone goes through that once in their life.
Do they?
I like this. Yeah. I have 3 infants right now.
Oh,
Don't tell their parents.
Oh my god!
I liked
I
this better than... Don't do that either. Uh-oh.
Daniel!
I liked this better than Shrek the Third. I thought... Because Rumpelstiltskin was annoying in a hateable way. Like, I want to see him lose. Like, which is like a good... Which is... if you're not going to have a compelling villain, that's the other kind of villain you want, when you just want to see die. As opposed to Artie, who I wanted to kick every time he was on screen. So
But
that's
what about
basically the main
choir?
reason.
The frog choir.
I'm fine living and letting that die.
No.
Ha
No. I love them.
And I liked the fat puss.
I am literally going to throw this whole podcast away. That's disgusting.
So, some trivia about the movie.
Lay it on us.
So, the Pied Piper's flute solos were played by Jeremy Steig, who is a jazz flautist.
We love a jazz flute.
He is the son of William Steig, who's the author of the Shrek book.
Oh.
Oh, wait, that's so sweet.
I actually kind of like that.
Fiona's hair was modeled after Janis Joplin's when she's a warrior ogre.
Oh, interesting choice.
Interesting.
So some of the things that were originally planned for the movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Jeffrey Katzenberg said that this was going to be a prequel about how Shrek arrived.
Oh, yeah, I
at the
forgot
swamp.
about that.
And Cameron Diaz asked for the film to have an eco-friendly storyline. Neither of those happened. Artie was supposed to return in this movie. His scenes were cut, and nobody knows whether or not Justin Timberlake recorded lines or not. His scenes were supposed to be that Shrek visits Artie to invite him to the party, but Artie would decline and banish Shrek, Fiona, and the triplets to the party, where the Happy Apple where they had the party, because Artie feels like he's too good to hang out with ogres now.
What? Okay, yeah, I'm glad that got cut. That would have been dumb.
Yeah, and then in the alternate universe, Shrek would have gone back to Worcestershire Academy, who's now an unpopular and bullied student, and Artie doesn't recognize Shrek and runs away from him. Basically, it would have been a cracked mirror of the scene from the last movie. And then at the end of the movie, Artie would have returned to the Happy Apple and apologized for banishing them to the Happy Apple.
Okay,
for the
so
party
nothing
in the
of
first
value
place.
would have been added if he was
No,
in that
nothing
movie.
at all. Paul McCartney almost signed on to play Rumpelstiltskin.
Lord above, that's a random choice.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Brogan, who is John Hamm's ogre, his name was originally going to be Nimrak, which is charming written backwards, and he would have been a reverse
That's what it
cursed
was.
Prince Charming.
Oh.
Gage and I were talking about that because Gage found that, or knew that too, and we could not figure out how to say charming backwards.
Nimrak.
Trappa.
Nilbog.
No.
Go listen to our Troll 2 episode.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's really all the trivia that I have. Nothing. All the rest of the trivia is pretty bland.
Just like the movie.
Yeah, I guess the other one is that Cookie the ogre, who is Craig Robinson's character, the director has said that Cookie is female and sounds male to keep the franchise's tradition of having the men play women, like Larry King did in the previous film.
Rosa.
But Craig Robinson says that he got conflicting reports and was told that he was definitely male. So nobody knows.
Nobody knows
I mean,
the true
not to
identity
assign gender roles or gender stereotypes to these characters, but Cookie has a beard.
But it's made of garlic.
I love it. Maybe I should start doing that.
Just gluing
Also,
garlic
like-
to your chin.
Yeah. Also, in case you didn't know, I was just singing some Craig Robinson stuff from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I did.
He's my favorite character on that show.
Sorry, all I watch
Just
is
kidding, it's
Entourage.
Caption
I have one episode left. This binge watch
You're
started 10
1,000
months
years
ago.
old. How many seasons are there?
8. There are
How many
96 episodes.
Jesus. Okay, never mind.
I'm really bad at this. But there is a movie, so I still have that to catch up.
Isn't the movie new?
The movie's from 2015. The show ended in 2011, 2012.
Okay, I'll allow it.
So, Mark, would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Ben Platt as Shane Dawson?
No, I don't know. I'm at the I don't know if there's anything that can make this movie better. But no, I don't think I could take Ben Platt as Rump Daddy seriously.
Fair. I don't think I could take anybody seriously as him. Anna, better, worse, or the same JTT as Rump Daddy?
Well, as Rump Daddy, the voice doesn't fit the look. But I think... No. I need him
No?
to keep his Shane Dawson aesthetic with the original voice. There's no... Well, maybe I love you, Daddy. That could be JTT.
I love you, Daddy.
Butterworth or Butterpants or whatever.
Butterpants.
Butterpants.
Butterworts.
Butterworts.
I guess one more piece of trivia. That's the voice of the director.
Oh, really?
Butterpants is.
Ah, good.
Really?
Yeah.
Iconic.
And then Jimmy Stewart as Butterpants. Better.
That will be better.
Yeah.
To the roar.
I love you.
I love
Daddy.
you, Daddy.
Oh God.
I never want to hear Jimmy Stewart say Daddy.
Tommy Wiseau as Butterpants.
No.
What's a roar? I did not roar. I did
I'd love
not. Oh, hi, Shrek. Okay, Mark, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to say it, fat pusses. What do you give this movie?
I literally hate you.
It's gonna only be one fat puss for me.
Okay. Anna,
Yeah, that's it.
how many fat pusses
half of
for
a
you?
fat puss.
Wow, I can't believe I'm giving this the highest rating. I'm giving this 2 stars.
What?
Two Puss in Boots?
Yeah, like, it's tired, but it's tired because it's the 4th Shrek movie and they don't really grow at all. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's better than the last one, but I don't think it's good. But I'd rather watch this than a lot of animated movies.
I don't know.
I don't think I feel the same.
I
Tim.
don't. I do not.
Okay, well, I guess, I'm built different and y'all are
God.
built the same.
Yeah,
built regular.
we're built like ogres.
If you guys were to make a Shrek 5, what would you make it about?
I wouldn't, first of all.
If you were forced, a gun to your head, they said you have to make a Shrek 5 film.
Shrek
It would just be a
deals
slice of life movie.
Shrek deals with the travails of his children going to college all at once and becoming an empty nester. And I want to see
that'd
what
be
it'd be like
good.
with Shrek buying a boat.
Maybe mine would be about Shrek's golden years, but it's like The Notebook, like he and Fiona
Oh
die.
my gosh.
No,
That was a little dark. Sorry, friends.
I actually
You wanna
really
make me
like,
cry
I
to a
really like the
Shrek
college
movie?
idea. That one actually sounds like it'd be pretty fun, because then it'd be like, you'd have like, because then you can actually flesh out like the ogre children more and have like that typical like, oh, I hate my parents now because I'm growing up type attitude.
Yeah, and see what Farkle's like.
Not Farkle. He's probably a fuckboy.
Farkle is
Farkle
him
the fuck
himself.
boy.
With that, I think we can wrap it up.
Thank goodness.
Do any of you have anything else to say, either about Farkle the fuckboy or... Actually, one more question. I know the answer to this, but which one's the best of all the 4 Shrek movies?
Oh, Shrek 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was what I expected.
Yep.
So, now, that's the end of our Shrek series.
We made it.
We did.
Thank
It's
you.
all ogre now.
It is all ogre now.
Despite what they said, it can be ogre. Thank you to those of you who stuck with us. For those of you that didn't, you're not hearing this.
Yeah.
So you
I
don't know
guess
anything
that's
about the
true,
Fat
Dan.
Puss.
If a podcaster speaks
Did you guys
nobody
lose any
listens-
followers from this?
Ooh, sorry, what?
Did you guys end up losing
was
any
that?
followers from this?
I sneezed and I hurt my neck and I farted at the same time. I'm having a really rough time right
oh,
now.
Jesus.
You're having a
In
really
case there was any-
ogre-like time.
Well, in case you forgot, the only princess I actually relate to is Fiona, as stated in the first episode.
But to answer your question, Mark, no, we haven't lost any followers to this yet. They haven't
Perfect.
heard this episode,
Have we gained
though.
any?
No,
mom
we're
keeps
holding pretty
asking me.
steadily.
How many do we have?
I mean, we
you know,
only have
I've been-
3 followers according to...
Oh, I thought you meant
Podcast
listeners.
tracking.
I'm an idiot.
No, we're
I've
holding
sent-
steady at our listener count.
I've sent
Bless.
like the link and everything to like my group chats with friends and everything, and the only one person I know for a fact that has listened to these, and this will be a test to see if he keeps on listening to them, but my friend Jonah has been listening to them, and so we'll see if he
Oh.
actually listens to this one.
Hi, Jonah. I don't
Hi,
know
Jonah.
you, but hello. I love the name Jonah. Good choice.
Yeah, Jonah's a good bean.
Well,
Oh.
thanks for listening, Jonah. We hope you,
He's a food.
even though Mark is going to be gone soon. Sorry, Mark.
That's okay.
That sounded ominous. Like I'm going to kill you.
We
Even
literally
though I'm
talked
going
about
to
earlier
do-
about how I'm not allowed to die.
Even though I'm going to... That's true. It would be too
Yeah.
heavy of a burden emotionally. Even though I'm going to do away with Mark soon. We hope you stay. and
Do
keep
away
listening.
with me.
Maybe Mark will come back one day. Who's
Maybe.
to say, truly?
Who knows?
Who truly is to say?
If you talk about the Sonic
Nobody ever
movie,
really
I'd 100% be in.
Hey, Sonic 2's coming out next year.
Let's go!
Fuck no. That can be a boys-only episode.
We'll get D-Rod on.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
oh my
he
gosh.
would love that shit, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Trash monkeys over there. Absolutely not.
I love Sonic.
Mark, thank you for being our guest this past month. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
We'll definitely have you back if we talk about Sonic.
Perfect. That's all I ask.
Mark was truly highly requested by the fans, so I'm glad that he was able to make it for this, our longest running guest for one franchise
Wow.
so far.
That or the
Congrats.
Cars franchise I would also
No.
discuss.
Absolutely not. I'm
No.
putting my foot down.
Okay, well, I would only discuss Cars and Cars 3. Because Cars 2
Good.
doesn't exist.
Okay, because Cars 2's terrible.
Cars
You
2,
would-
Cars
you
2
would
doesn't
just
exist.
Not come to the recording for
No.
Cars 2?
Absolutely not. I don't recognize that movie at all. Never heard
Okay,
of it.
well,
The chair does not recognize
Nope.
Flynn McMissile.
Absolutely not.
Well, if you out there in the listening world like the show and want to find us on the internet, you can do so on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/inconclusion, if you want to give us money. If you don't want to give us money, but you still want to support us, leave us a rating and type some words in on Apple Podcasts. It helps get the engagement going, which is all that we crave. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter at DanO'Keefe86. On TikTok, the Clock app, at Not Dan O'Keefe. I posted a banger of a TikTok a couple of days ago.
I saw that
Was it
one.
the-
It was pretty
was
funny.
it
I
the-
laughed.
Thank you, Mark.
was it the Gap one?
It was.
It took a second. It flew. I watched it at like 10:30, so it took a second for my little brain to kick in, but I got there with you.
Good. And I also have a blog on my website, dan-o'keefe.com. Mark, it's your time to shine. Where can they find you?
All right, you can find me on Twitter at Mark_Wirtz, on Instagram at MarkyDubs247. I'm also back on my old Facebook account after it being briefly hacked by some unknown assailant. So this is just a PSA to set up two-way authentication on your Facebook accounts, and also just make sure your passwords are strong enough, people. It's a dangerous world out there.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
Thank you for this middle school assembly.
I know for a fact that if Austin Haskell is listening to us, he will appreciate that. So,
Anna,
Hello?
where can they
Wait.
find you?
If Austin Haskell is listening, I'd also like to say hello to Jane from Slimther. Do with that what you will.
If Austin Haskell is listening, I would like to... I don't know. I'd like a hot dog.
He's very nice.
Oh,
I think,
good.
So, he used to live with Mark. Okay,
Well, Anna,
anyway.
where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at OptimusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at Autobots Rollout. Capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll and the O in Out are zeros. Yes.
You're not looking at the screen, but I'm just trying to get you to stretch. Hold the notes for longer.
What do you... O in Roll and the O in Out are zero. Dan, you forget I sing. Like
I know. I do. I forget that.
No, you don't, do you?
No, you sing constantly.
Correct. There it is.
we had the whole
Not
song
well
about
on
your
here, it's
grumpy
always-
grandpa.
Yeah, but that wasn't good, Mark.
We will be back next week. Unfortunately, not with Mark, but with a different guest, Tom Hillmeyer.
I thought you were about to say Tom Hanks. Just
Yes, Tom Hanks is coming on the
Wait.
podcast.
Does Tom still have a mustache?
He does not. No, Tom is clean
Okay,
shaven.
good. Because the Tom mustache is not invited to this party. Sorry, Tom.
Whoa.
His body's invited, but not that one piece
Not
of
the
facial hair.
mustache. Cover
For
it up.
Our next series, which will be Indiana Jones. So, next
Too bad
week
I
we're
deleted
starting off.
my Indiana Jones whip app off of my phone.
Oh, it's a shame.
There's a
Is that,
story
they're from
behind
2008?
that. Yes.
Of course it was. So we'll be talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark next week. So get excited for that. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, and get vaccinated. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Bring it strong, bring it strong, bring it strong. And cut!
Listen, I may be a strong, independent woman, but I will call in the nearest redneck to kill a spider if I need to.
We all need a yeehaw, friend.
We do.